Hello everybody, welcome to my video presentation about articulatory features and sounds. I'm Adriana Guerrero and this is the week number 2 assignment. So in this video, I'm going to be presenting some of the answers to the questions included in the assignment. So the first question is, what is the difference between consonants and vowels? So in the video introduction to articulatory phonetics, it is explained that consonants involve some obstruction of airflow, while vowels do not. So basically the consonants are the ones that obstruct the airflow and produce a sound. And the vowels do not obstruct the airflow, could have a sound or not, right? That's the difference or the main difference between consonants and vowels. And I wanted to include an analogy that is explained in the chapter number 3 of teaching pronunciation for Celsa Murcia. And it provides a very great analogy that explains what is the connection between consonants and vowels. And it explains that the consonant sounds are the solid blocks that are used to build words, phrases, and sentences, with the vowels serving to hold those blocks together. So it's a really good analogy and explains the difference between each one. So the consonant sounds are the ones that construct the words, phrases, and sentences, and the vowels just hold them together. I think it is a really good analogy and in some way explains the difference between consonants and vowels as well. Okay, so the next question is, what are the three characteristics used to describe any consonant sounds? So linguistics use three. The number one is voicing. The state of the glottis refers to what the vocal folds are doing. So it's basically right here in the glottis and the vocal folds pronounce or just like create a sound. Depending of what these vocal folds are doing, we have different types of voicing, voiceless and voice sounds. So in the next slide, we're going to go deeper into that. So this is the number one. Number two is the place of articulation, where the airflow construction happens. It could be in the mouth or in the nose, and depending on whether the nasal passageway is blocked, we have different sounds, right, or different places of articulation. The number one is a bilabial, which, as for example, p. We have the labial dental as the f. We have the interdental as o, alveolar as t, palatal as, so palatal is as sh, and then velar as k, and glottal as h, or like high. And then the next one is manner of articulation and how the airflow is constructed in the vocal tract. So, as for example, in the production of consonant sounds, we can imagine that the air is moving through an obstacle course created by different configurations of speech organs. We have different sounds, as for example, stop sound as p, the fricative as p, the affricative as sh, right? And then the nasal as n, liquid o, and glide w. And liquid and glide are also called approximant. And the tap sound, as for example, butter. We only have one tap sound here in the native English pronunciation. So these are the main three characteristics used to describe any consonant sounds. As you see, it was even difficult for me to really pronounce all the different either places of articulation or the manner of articulation depending on the sound. But in the next slides, we're going to use different examples to go a little bit deeper into either the place of articulation or the manner of articulation. But what I want to point out here is that basically the place of articulation is where the airflow happens, like the contraction happens, right? And the manner of articulation is how the airflow is constrict, like is that obstacle course that in which all the speech organs are just working together to really articulate the sound. Okay. Okay, the next question is what is voicing? As I just explained in the previous slide. Voicing is the state of the glottis and it refers to what the vocal folds are doing. Depending on what those vocal folds are doing, we have two different types of sounds. We have the voicelet sound, which is when the air passes through open vocal folds, as p, okay, an open vocal fold. And then we have the voiced um, sounds when the air passes through vibrating vocal folds, as for example, j, j. So the air is passing through those vibrating vocal folds. Another example that is included in the book Teaching Pronunciation Chapter 3 is that we can is when we can use the Adam's apple. So in females we don't have an Adam apple, but we can just point in the same area. And we can use two different words. So for example the word Sue, and if we just focus on the sound z, and if we just put our fingers right here in this Adam's apple area, we can feel the vibration. And then we have the word see, and if we focus in the sound of the letter s, we also have a different sound with no vibration. So if we go or if we use a question, which one produced the vibration? Of course, is the letter z, z. So that means that in the word Sue, the letter z or z, z is a voice sound. Whereas in the word see, the sound s is a voiceless sound, right? Because the air is passing through an upper vocal fold. It's kind of confusing to be honest, but that's the way that we can really understand how that voicing, right, that vocal folds are working to produce the sound. Now let's go deeper into the different sounds produced depending on the place of articulation. So the first one is the bilabial sound. So in the word cab, the sound b is a bilabial sound because it's produced with both lips. B, b. Then the next one is labial dental sound. As for example in the word love, b, the letter b, the sound b is produced with the upper teeth and the lower lip. B. The next one is the interdental sound, as in the word thick, thick, thick. That sound is produced with the tongue in between the upper and lower teeth, as t, t. Then we have the alveolar sound. As in the word bed, the sound D is produced with the tongue at or near the ridge right behind the upper front teeth. D, D, right? Alveolar sound. Okay, continuing with the sounds, we have the palatal sound as in the word show, sh, sh. That sound is produced at the hard palate or the roof of the mouth. Sh, sh. So it feels in the roof of the mouth. And then we have the velar sound. So the velar sound, as in the word back, k. That sound is produced at the velum or the soft palate. And then we have the glottal sound, as in the word hello, is produced at the glottis or the space between the vocal folds, like right here. As you see, it's even hard for me to pronounce some of the sounds because I'm a native Spanish speaker. So sometimes when I'm trying to pronounce some of the words or some of the sounds in the words, it's very challenging for me. So that just helped me to really connect these learning with my emerging bilingual students and the way that they really struggle with the pronunciation of some sounds or English letter sounds. Thank you for watching. Let's go to the next slide, which contains the references. Here are some of my references, so basically the YouTube video and the book, Teaching Pronunciation. And this is the end of the presentation. Thank you so much for watching and thank you so much for your attention. See you next time. Bye.